a planet that needs to be resurrected, for the damage to stop, for the bleeding to stop, for us to turn a course. I think that I can't think of anything more important than knowing that we are loved and that people are intergalactic brothers and sisters are watching over us, lifting us up. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I tell you what, it really is. And I'm peripheral to your Brigade and the, but I am a huge part of your tribe. But I love the Buttercup Brigade because you know what? They're always so positive. And I'm
I,
positive we have to take a 2 minute break.
okay.
So we will be right back. And thank you for having that page, by the way. I love it. Be right back.
You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
And here we are. I am so enjoying this conversation, and I'm so loving the tribe being up in here. So I just love that when I have you on, that I get to see and chat with them. But you know, you really have come so far, and I have no idea what that was. But it is fascinating to me how far you have come. You know, things were just absolutely so scary and so hard, and y'all all came through it, and tight and tough, and I just think it's wonderful. I think it's beautiful. And
Well, I have often said that I think that it's because I have witnessed for myself, seen for myself, the dark side of
yes,
existence. I know that pure evil exists. And I think it's because I have seen that, that I choose to live in the light. And I really do believe that that's a choice that each one of us makes every single day. What
yes,
our particular perspective will be, what our attitude will be, what our approach to life and to each other will be. And I've always said, when I see people being, vitriolic and unkind to each other, and, believe me, I have my moments too. I'm not perfect by any stretch. But when I see uh, the almost inherently combative nature of human beings and how nasty we can be to each other, it reminds me that there's 1,000 different ways to say anything and everything, and that we decide what we're going to give ourselves permission to do in terms of crossing that line. And there's way, way, way too much of it going now. But I also think that this is a time in the course of human history where our darkest impulses are rising to meet our better angels, and what is dark within us is rising to the surface to be illuminated by intergalactic light, by source light, by something so powerful that it has the opportunity to lift us up out of
Yes.
our own self-made disaster and literally permanently alter the course of human history. And I think that each and every one of us is here now to play a role in that process. And so I gratefully contribute whatever I can of my own knowledge, my own abilities, and my pure, unadulterated love for humanity. It doesn't mean I have to love every single human. There are some aberrant humans out there, but I love humanity.
Right. And
And
there
so
is a
it's,
difference.
well,
People don't always get
yes.
that, but there truly is. And
If we hold this vibration, if we just hold this love vibration, we're lifting up, we're lifting the whole planet up,
yep,
each one of us. It's the whole notion of throwing a pebble in the pond and then seeing the ripple effect.
absolutely it
That makes
is.
us far and wide. Every act of kindness, every smile, every sweet gesture, every helpful hint, everything that we can do to make somebody else's life a little easier, a little more joyful. Everyone that we run into is the walking wounded. Every single one of us. If you get to a certain age, if you get to an age of consciousness, if you get to an age of reason, and then eventually the age of enlightenment, you have suffered, truly suffered in this life in one way, shape, or form or another. And so I think that it's incumbent upon us to love as powerfully as we can, forgive as deeply and as often as we can, because forgiveness is really a gift to ourselves. And the beneficiary on the other end of it is liberated from the burden of our anger. But I think that ultimately, when we understand and come to a true realization of oneness around this entire globe, and suddenly no one's language or skin color or defined borders of a country matter at all anymore. John Lennon had it right a long time ago. Imagine what this world could be like. Set that intention, hold that intention, and love as powerfully as you can, because I truly believe that love is the answer to every single question.
I agree. I was just in Gettysburg for almost a week. I stayed so that I could experience a little bit more of it. And I was walking through, and, well, you know what I do. And it was just so overwhelming, the fear that came before the resolution, and the atmosphere that everyone was trying to be brave and strong through. I was absolutely just, I became a political activist standing out in the middle of a battlefield in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, because it really is love. We have, you have the left, and you have the right, and you have the middle, and you have the this, and you have the that, and you have the da, 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 and everybody is in a peeing contest. It doesn't matter what side you're on. There is no communication. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? You can't take that with you. You can't be this angry no matter who you are. You can't be this angry. You can't let this evolve into a civil war. The epic powers in control, right? That is who is trying to pit us one against each other, and you keep hearing the words, there's going to be a civil war. We're heading for a civil war. Well, hell no, we're not. There's enough people like you and me, your tribe, the Buttercup Brigade, the people that I have that I talk with. There's too much. Light workers everywhere have a job to do, and it's time to do it.
Yeah, it's
It is
time.
time to step that stuff up because
Yep.
we can't. That's all I kept getting in Gettysburg was you can't let this happen again. You have to do something. You can't let this happen again. You have to do something. Get the anger out of your center and put the love back in because it doesn't matter what you think of the people who are in control, whether it's the man in the moon or whoever. That's irrelevant to what needs to be happening. And that's why I think light workers are here because the universe knew this was coming. And that's why we're here, in my opinion, is to stop the anger, to stop the fussing and the fighting, and just remind people, like Lennon said, like you just said, that if you can't find that love and get that cut loose, it's not going to change anything. And you are one of the best people I know at living that and getting that message out by example. And I thank you for that.
Well, it's my pleasure, and it's my pleasure to join you again, Kat. I consider you a dear and cherished friend, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on your air and to discuss things so openly with you and intelligently. I have done an awful lot of interviews with people that's like, I saw your movie.
Well,
and that's it.
yeah.
That's all I know about you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to run this whole friggin' interview. Oh my God.
Right.
And I don't have to do that with you. You know exactly what you're doing.
Well, I
And
know who
it's,
you are too, and that helps.
yeah, it does. I think it's what's, manifestly most important is that we do know each other so well that it shows. It shows in terms of our willingness to cross that bridge into content that might be a little difficult for people to understand. But we are both brave spiritual warriors. Both of us are, and we walk hand in hand on this path and this journey. And I appreciate you, and I love you with all my heart, my friend.
I love you too, but you are you're a large part of why I know who and what I am. And opening my eyes, because we've been talking now for years, and opening my eyes is one of the most valuable things I've ever received from anyone, and that in large part came from you. You opened me up to not being afraid to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can never repay you for that, or for your friendship, or for the love that we share. We are truly heart-to-heart friends.
Yes, we are, and you don't owe me anything. It's my life that is enriched with your presence.
Thank you. And, let's just get out there and change the world.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. You up for it?
I'm doing it.
I know
doing it
you
every
are.
day.
I just love that. Tell people about your book again. The title, A Wonder to Behold, but what was the
subtitle is Guideposts for Intergalactic Engagement with Humanity. And I would think that it will be available on Amazon. I would say probably within, it should be available everywhere within the next 3 or 4 weeks. And then after, I'm publishing it just in a softbound edition right away. And then later, within a couple of weeks after that, they'll have it formatted for all of the e-readers. And then I will put out a special edition of a hardcover.
Well, I can't wait for that because I'm going to have that.
Okay.
And I just wanted to mention also House of Darkness, House of Light, Volumes 1, 2, and 3. The true story of the experiences depicted in the film The Conjuring. I love those books.
Thank you.
I do. But, and that being said, I I appreciate you being here. And I wanted to let people know that John Blackburn of Manchester,